Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the TweeTV Playcast. Today we're looking at a bit of Ambessa gameplay. I'm just going to let it play. Now, I don't want to give any spoilers. A couple of days from now, alright, I do have a video coming out of Xiao Chao Meng playing Ambessa. Alright, that is a thing that's happened. But I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a precursor. Watching some challenger player, I'm not sure his name. Like, his name's up in the top left there. I'm not even going to try and say that. He's playing Ambessa. He's a challenger player. He's got good spacing, good mechanics. Just want to see how it looks in the hands of someone who's extremely talented. Jax matchup, haven't played this one myself yet. I am a big Ambessa fan. I think she's awesome. She's one of the best champs in terms of, I'm not sure, not commenting on balance, okay? We're definitely gonna see some disgusting behavior coming out of this Ambessa, but in terms of the fun, in terms of the feel of the champion, you actually see she takes quite a poor trade there. Allows Jax to hit her in the wave and then E, which is a little thing that TF Blade likes to do on Jax, because of course your E does more damage if you get hit with it. Anyway, I was gonna say, we're going to see Ambessa is one of the smoothest feeling champions they've ever made. She is so satisfying to play. I'm very impressed with the designers of this champion. As we see, we're actually kind of getting blasted in these trades here. Jax is using our cooldown. The fact of the matter is that Ambessa's cooldowns in the early game are ridiculously long. They are ridiculously long. So she's actually quite a tricky champion to lane on. As you can see, we're going to be taking some punishment here. Jax understands our cooldowns very long, a lot longer than his, for example. His E will come back faster than our W. His E will probably come back faster than our Q early level. We actually dash in, forced to flash, and that's a bit of mismanagement of our CDs there. Again, this is a challenger player, but you see, it's a very difficult champion to play, particularly if you're in the top lane. A lot of top lane is about having mastery. It's about having an understanding of what the matchup is, and no one has that on Ambessa yet. No one knows the intricacies of how to play Jax into Ambessa, the intricacies of how to play Ambessa into Jax. But this guy has a lot more games on Jax than this player does have on Ambessa. And that you're going to see that coming out in how they trade, how the trade patterns are going to evolve throughout the lane phase. I think we're going to see, I'll call him Double A. That's the name of this Ambessa player. We're calling him Double A. I think we're going to see him evolve how he combats the Jax throughout the laning phase. So far, he's been getting punished by Jax walking up with his E if we Q proactively. So I think it's the type of thing where we have to shift our mindset in the matchup from being proactive to being reactive. We punish Jax for doing anything. We're a champion that punishes Jax for taking CS, for example, or pressing his E. We keep our Q reactively rather than proactively. I think it's something we might see the Ambessa player do. Of course, they might have a different read on the matchup. That's just what I'm looking at here. Looks like we do have a gank coming through. J4 does have EQ available. Jax has not used his flash yet, so he's going to be fine. J4 does whiff the EQ as well. So nothing's going to come of this gank. It is a very good trade, though. Jax is really low here. We do have enough damage to actually take him out. The J4 is playing like a psychopath, but it does work out. I think Jax a little bit overzealous there. Does not have TP, and he's completely fucked for the whole game now. And that is about as volatile as top lane is. Jax is playing unbelievably well. He forces out Ambessa's flash, gets a cheated recall, TP's back into lane, has a big HP advantage, is up a longsword and a refillable potion, gets ganked one time and is now lost entirely. Completely giga lost because you don't have TP, so look at this wave that's going to go in. It's brutal. It is brutal. That's really how it goes up here, though. And we're going to see a reset here. I'm interested as to what the itemization is going to be. Don't know how many games of Ambessa this guy has. You can see he's got the challenger recall. He will have good mechanics. I'm interested. A lot of people go Eclipse first. I played against one guy who went Ravenous Hydra first. Let me tell you right now, if you're that guy, seek a lot of help. Honestly, mate. It was not the build. I'll give you the truth. Ravenous Hydra first on Ambessa is... it's like going to get a vaccination and like putting it in your fucking foot. It's like, why? Why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense. It's like it's completely ineffective. Anyway, gonna walk back to lane here. This is the best part about not watching Rank on CN videos, because they're not edited, so I just get lots of time, where it's just me and my mic, and my words, and they come out. Wave is really fucking good for us. I don't know if you can see that on the minimap, but this is not frozen on our side. We have to do a little bit of pruning. Never mind, no it is. It is frozen on our side. I thought there was 5 minions, but it turns out there's 4. I don't know if we want to freeze, though. We do want a little bit of priority here. The wave is frozen right now, so Jax is losing a lot to try and fuck with our J4. Of course, I think he's rightfully quite mad at the J4. I think we still do lose trades if we play them badly here. That's what I'm talking about. Nice. Reactive Q. Jax walks up, tries to get an auto attack. We Q away from him. He cannot do anything, because if he Qs on top of us to get the E, we have W. And then we can extend the trade after Jax used his Q and his E. We can suddenly get a really winning trade. You can see the emote spam. This is a very important part of playing the new champion. Everyone's really mad when they play against this thing. Oh my goodness. Pretends to dash away with the E and then dashes back in. Takes an unbelievably brutal trade on top of the Jax. That's something I'm going to steal. So you can, okay, what he did there, Q gives you a dash, right? So he uses Q2 and then dashes away and uses E while he's dashing away. And it looks like he's using that E to disengage, so Jax steps forward, but the Ambessa actually uses the E to generate another dash, yet another dash, and go back into engage range of the Jax, punishing his forward step and extending the trade. It's absolutely brutal. Man, that's really sick. One thing that I'm not sure if we've seen this guy do yet, Ambessa is a champion. I've played a lot of her. She's a champion where you can actually control the distance of your dashes. And the way your E works is that after you dash, you see that just there. After you dash, you get a second cast of that little spinny thing. And so one thing that you want to do if you're short trading with Ambessa, you can Q forwards aggressively, and then E, and then dash really close to your champion so the double swipe goes off like instantly. You can go Q, E, E. And if you dash really close, also the trading on a tower is ridiculously good. Great spacing out of there with the Q2. And we see this guy's getting the feel of things. Really, really good timing on that trade as well. Forcing the Jax to just absolutely take it here. I want to see this guy QE double cast. So you can double cast Q and E, and then while you double cast QE, you can also do a micro dash afterwards with the E, and it's such an insane short trade. It's ridiculous how good it is. You can also disengage with W afterwards. They have a 90% slow on the E. She has one of the most brutal short trades I've ever seen in my life. It is insane how good it is. Also, her extended trade is ridiculous. Like, this champion is just... It feels overloaded, but at the same time, it is punishing to play in the early game. I think I played a Darius versus Ambessa matchup. Not very easy for the Ambessa at all. Obviously, she was shit. Like, she was really bad. You should never be getting caught, right? But it is the type of thing where you can get punished. I think this champion is very reliant on your cooldown management. Maybe one of the most. It's up there with Gnar, up there with Kled. Just because of how long the cooldowns are, how integral they are to both your survivability and your engage damage. We see Jax has just left the lane here. So this is sometimes what top lane's like. Jax on the roam. Looks like Brand is also in the top side here. J4 might be a little bit overextended, but I think this fight is really good. We're just going to use the Noxian, whatever it's called, to get on top of that Brand. We're just going to finish him off immediately. Unfortunately, no Counter-Strike available in the Brand's kit. Just a bunch of burn damage. Hui's here as well, but I think this fight is still very good for us. Ambessa damage is really, really good if she ends up getting on top of those mages. I think he can actually limit test this a little bit. Did he just E out of Hui's EW? Sorry, EE? Can you do that? It kind of looked to me just then like Ambessa's second E dash was unstoppable. As you see, Jax takes a good trade there. We actually screw up on the spacing a little bit. Not as punishing as it would be otherwise. If Jax had a lot of HP there, I think he could just all-in us. And this is brutal here. Ambessa is a little bit like a range top as well. So if you get an advantage like this, you can Oh my gosh, Jax is just dead. Our Q's back. We do miss Q1, but unfortunately the Q2 is there for Jax. And it just looks like he's a little bit lost in this matchup. Doesn't know what he's doing. He's a lot too disrespectful here. This is the type of thing I like to see from my top laners. Jax just disrespecting Ambessa, so we're going to disrespect his corpse. We're just going to fucking clap on top of his body, bro. This is what you should do in top lane, guys. This is correct. If I had one piece of... That's the short dash I was talking about right there, okay? He didn't do it quite properly. You can do it a lot faster than that. You can also double cast Q and E. I said this before. Really good for wave clear. You double cast QE and then you do a micro dash. You one-shot the backline minions. It's like it's not the fastest wave clear in the game, but it's pretty quick. It's pretty quick. So she's really good at proxying. She's a champ. I originally thought you had to build team out on her because her wave clear was shit. Her wave clear is good if you know what you're doing. It's about as simple as that. Obviously, you want to be spamming your abilities. You're getting back into lane. We're going to see this guy do that. Hopefully, he's using everything on cooldown. Ambessa's an energy champion as well, which is fucked. You get all of your energy back as well by weaving in the auto attack. So, again, you might not know this, but Ambessa, every time she gets a dash, she gets an empowered auto attack as well. The empowered auto attack gives her back energy, which leads to more dashes, which is... That's the chain. We can actually run this guy down here. Choosing not to, though. A little bit more respect than that. Jax does end up getting a plate here, which is not ideal. I'm going to sip my coffee while we just watch this guy pushing the wave. It's very chocolatey today. That's what we like. Yeah, we can punish this guy really hard now. If Jax Q's on top of us, he loses. Jax tries to walk up for minions, we can poke him. There's no play for Jax at this point. I think she's a very punishing character when she gets ahead versus a lot of champions. I also think she's an insane counterpick into bruisers without good engage range that want to run you down. So, like an Olaf, for example, I think this champ would absolutely piss on. I think a Volibear. I know this champ pisses on Volibear. Volibear cannot play, because Volibear wants to Q at you, right? But you can just kite him infinitely. Darius is a little bit different. Oh, Jax does not manage to flash the EQ, and we do just follow up with our ult. Man, top lane is brutal. High elo top lane, man. J4 acknowledges that this wave state is coming in. We're slow pushing a wave. J4 understands that. He sees Jax's HP. He knows that Jax is so squishy. And they abuse that timing just to absolutely brutalize that guy. Meanwhile, mid lane's winning as well. I don't think this game's going to go much past 15 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Super excited to see what like Xiao Qiao Meng does on this champ. I think watching really good bruiser players, like people with really good bruiser. I don't know what this player's background is on bruisers. He seems competent. Ooh, we see a TP play bot here. All right, we're gonna lock in here. Looks like Jax is here as well, just gonna go down immediately. And we don't have the ult to be able to chase these guys down. J4 does land a massive EQ, forces Ashe and Zilean to both flash. Our Aphelios is absolutely just fucking on shrooms, dude. What the hell was that? Looks like my ADCs. Robbo, if you're watching this, that's you, bro. That's you right there. Anyway, little shout out. All good. Gonna blast bot tower here. 16-4 is what the kills look like, and I'm trying to identify what the win conditions are for the enemy team. And I'm looking at it, and I'm coming up short. I'm coming up with Aphelios and Orianna DC. That's potential. So like it's time to quickly lock in, get the DDoSes going. We see Hui trying to hit us with anything. I think it's an Ashe mid on the enemy team, by the way. I think it's Hui ADC Ashe mid. I might be tweaking. I might be wigging. As the kids say. I'm a kid. Not actually. Anyway. We don't have TP. Ult's coming back up. Ambessa ult, don't get it twisted, by the way. Ambessa ult is really good. When I first saw this champion get revealed, I thought her whole kit was ridiculous. Then I looked at her ult and I went, that is shit. That's terrible. Ambessa ult is impossible to get out of if you don't have a dash. So if you don't have flash, if you don't have a dash, she can literally put it on you. And if she hits you dead center with it, you are not able to move out of it in time. Looks like Jax is sprinting it. Which is cool, you know? I respect this behavior. I don't actually. Don't sprint it in your games, guys. Second item is interesting to me. Not 100% what this is. Is that the lethality item? I think Ambessa is a champion that really wants HP. I don't know about this. The build that I've been having the most success with is just a Pantheon build. You go Eclipse Black Cleaver. I think it's ridiculous on her. But I do understand where he's coming from. He's obviously not realized that her wave clear is so unbelievably broken you don't need Tiamat. See what I'm talking about? Brand is just dead. Oh, we actually fucked up, by the way. We dashed on top. Okay, so that's another little thing. Ambessa, you saw this guy do it. Her Q does more damage on the edge of her Q. Meanwhile, we're just going to skirmish with this Jax again. Of course, this guy is just inting, so he's going to fight with us. I think we're just going to kill him. He has no way out here. We do have Q coming back up in half a second. See you later, Jax. I was going to say, so Ambessa Q is like Darius Q. It does giga damage on the edge of the Q, and on the middle part of the Q, if you're right on top of someone, it barely does any damage at all. I don't know if you saw that just then on the brand. After he ulted, ult gives you a dash after you land, because of course it does, alright? Champ is 250 years of game design or something like that, okay? Ult gives you a dash after you land, so if you input any movement command or attack command after you ult someone, you will dash in a direction. But ult also leaves you at the perfect distance to sweet spot Q someone. So what you actually want to do on Ambessa is ult and then spam Q and not input a movement command, because what you'll do is it guarantees the Q sweet spot. But what that guy just did, what Double A over here just did, was he ulted. He's gone Ravenous Hydra. I think this is terrible. I'm not to judge his build, but my Ambessa build would piss on this guy. If we fought in 1v1, I'm pretty sure I'd slap him. I know he's challenger, but like, I don't know. This build sucks. All good. What you want to do is you want to ult and spam Q while you're doing ult. Gets a sweet spot. What this guy did is he ulted. He input a movement command after he ulted, so he dashed on top of the brand, then Q'd. And so he missed. I mean, obviously it didn't matter. the brand died anyway, but he did miss like good 15% max health damage. Q does ridiculous amount of damage. It's max health percent damage, because again, of course it is. Did we just miss our ult? I was blinking. Oh, and we're gonna flash on top of him. Yeah, there's also no getting away from her. This is the other thing. So he can do whatever the fuck he wants. He could flash away, he could try, he can try to run. You know, run from it. Something from it. You can't get away from this thing. It's inevitable. Once she gets a little hands, little grubs on an ADC, bro, man. My favorite type of top lane is the ones that make the bot lane obsolete, because fuck bot lane. Holy shit, I hate bot lane. I hate little bot lane players, mate. If you're a bot lane player, I hate you. I'll be honest. Like, not to like ostracize my audience, but man, they suck. Anyway, yeah, no, I love top lane champions that the enemy ADC can have 7 kills, and it does not matter. If you're ahead in the game, the enemy ADC can try whatever the fuck they want, you're just gonna run them down. I love champs like that. Which might be, you know, maybe a toxic character trait of mine. But I can't help it, alright? They're fun. It's really fun to, like, just feel so much stronger than the enemy team when you play the game. And that is what top lane is. People say it has the least impact. I hesitate to agree. I do sometimes agree. But if you're this fed in the game, it has the most impact by far. Because you are a full raid boss. They need everything on their team to take you down, and they're still going to struggle. I don't know if we're going to get to see a team fight this game, but Ambessa's team fighting is really where she shines. She's an absolute multi-kill demon. She's not a champion you want to hit the front line with, though. So she's very bad at peeling, for example. I don't think you're going to see her in pro for this exact reason. She has very little CC. We actually whiff her ult again. The combos are looking a little bit suspicious here. Again, you want to use your ult right after you E on Ambessa. The reason is because it puts a 90% slowdown, so it's very easy to land. You should also just never miss your ult, but you can E ult, and it's pretty much guaranteed. We're just going to spam the emotes, though. I like this. I like this type of behavior. Let's see if we can double cast QE. Nope, chooses not to. Jax is in a little bit of trouble here. So we see Ashe is here and Zillion's here as well. But Aphelios is here to back us up. Zillion ult is popped on top of the Jax, who's now trying to get himself killed, but I think we're going to wait. He is forced. We're going to get in the Herald from 10,000 miles away, but unfortunately for the enemy team, I guess that's just how the interaction works. The Ashe ult is really cool, but unfortunately also will do nothing. We're just going to see this tower go down. Now we're just going to go in. We're getting on top of the Ashe. We know Zillion does not have ult available, but unfortunately, I'm saying unfortunately a lot today. You know that, guys? That's something I like to say. I'm going to stop saying it. It's all good. Edge, sweet spot of the Q lands on Jax. Unfortunate. Oh, Aphelios ult. He lands it. Shocker. I think it's the first one I've seen all game. Zillion does have flash. Ashe poke is really just doing nothing. She's full pissing on us. We need to get some auto attacks, regen our energy a little bit here. I think we're going to go for that engage. Managed to land a slight amount of damage on Ashe. Fairly meaningless, though. Hui does have the E procced. Janna forced to flash. I think that's a little bit preemptive. They are called Enchanter CEO, though, so who am I talking about? Meanwhile, Ashe has stepped up, you know, 2 millimeters too far, and we're just going to clap on top of her corpse. Excuse me, miss. Can you make it clap in a 2-seat whip? You guys know that song? I didn't know that. Hui's going to go down here. Forced to flash away from our ult. Meanwhile, Jax has overstepped as well, using the E to chase him down, Q to finish him off. Then we're going to dash out of the tower range. It looks like it's going to be up to us to finish off the entire enemy team here. 1v3. Can we take out the game? Or are we going to go down valiantly? Zillion does miss both of his Qs. Brand is going to be enough to finish us off. We did misplay that significantly. Zillion ult was there. So I don't know if there was anything the enemy team could have done there. They do score the ace, so that teamfight was misplayed shockingly badly. But when we get back into life, we're all going to have a significant amount more gold. We're going to come back into the enemy base. Could take Baron if we want to. Could do a lazy dragon, you know. A little bit of lazy drag action. Meanwhile, Hui, QE on the bot wave. Man, Hui QE is such a pretty ability. That is like, it's like you almost want to stand in it, you know what I mean? Like, obviously I don't, but I always want to. Looks like I'm going to opt for Dragon. Baron's up in 20 seconds. I think the FF's going to come through fairly shortly. Another sip of my coffee. Could be one team fight here. We're just going to send it on the Ashe here. We do have Q2 still. Way with a Q, EQ. Man. Q, EQ, Q, W, Q, Q, Q. Hey, Q, Q, EQ, W, W, Q. That was my Hui impression, guys. Anyone like that? Any impersonators? I think the FF's going to come through the second we kill this Baron here. This is not a very close game. I don't want to... I'll give it to you straight, you know? I'll give it to you like the... Baron's going to go down. All our ults are up. I do want to see one more team fight before the FF comes through. Ashe is going to confirm what's going down here for the red side. Are they going to contest this, or are they just going to trade the dragon? I think the FF vote's going to come out, man. I don't want to jinx it, but... Oh, Zillion actually goes for it, but he's just going to get caught out by the Ambessa execution. Ult is not going to be enough to save this guy. We're going to clap on top of his body before he's even dead, man. Let him live. Whew. See you later. Janna, little kill-stealing gremlin. Report this clown. I was going to say something more uncharitable, but it's fine. I don't really think this Ambessa build sucks. Like, I just want to reiterate it. I think you can be 10 times stronger than she is. I think you should be way tankier. I don't think you should ever be killable. I think you do more damage with the other build. You have lifesteal in your kit already. Your ult gives you armor pen and omnivamp, because again, why not? Ooh, Demacia! J4 manages to land a big ult inside of the backline. Jax Counter-Strike is large. We're going to flash in and absolutely one-shot everybody. Jax is going to go down too in just a second. And that is an insane, insane angle. to be able to find. The Flash E hits everyone on the enemy team, putting a 90% slow on top of them with the Eclipse proc. And I think that Ravenous Hydra as well, as much as I was talking shit, actually cleaved the hell out of them just then. God, if they stack up, Ambessa is ridiculously good. And thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. That is Ambessa. That is some random player who has like 10 games on it, 0 mastery, was not doing the combos properly, and still was able to 1v9 in a challenger lobby. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Yeah, GG's. Thanks for watching. Bye.